Welcome back, this is Drunkmunch and today I'm going to be making you an Oreo Biscoff Cheesecake, homemade, no bake. Let's go. So first off, you're going to start by melting your butter. You're going to keep an eye on this and you're going to keep stirring it so it doesn't burn. The worst thing you can do is burn it because it's the only thing you're actually going to be cooking today. This is a no bake, no fuss Oreo Biscoff Cheesecake. This is, however, a very tedious job I found. I didn't really enjoy doing it, if I'm honest, because it is meant to be a no fuss thing, but it is the only thing you're going to be worried about, just burning the butter. So as long as you keep stirring it, nothing bad will happen. And then you're going to actually start breaking down your Biscoff biscuits to allow the butter to cool down. I used a massive rolling pin, but you can use anything like a glass or even just like a spoon, it doesn't really matter. And then you're going to put them both in a bowl and mix them up until the biscuit has gone nice and golden. Now this is actually one of my favorite parts because it gives such an amazing smell, especially if you use the amount of Biscoff biscuit as I did. You're going to put the two ingredients together until the biscuit base goes nice and golden and soft, so it's not all hard and it sticks together. Then you're going to put it in the bottom of a baking tin with greaseproof paper. You can use anything, but greaseproof paper is probably the best thing you can use so it keeps shape and doesn't stick to the bottom of the pan. And then you're going to, as soon as you flatten it down and make sure there's no spaces in between to allow the cheesecake to seep through, you're going to put it in the fridge. Once you've put your biscuit base in the fridge to cool down and harden, you're going to start making the cheesecake mixture. First, you're going to put in the cream. I used a KitchenAid, but you can use an electric whisk or even hand whisk it. I mean, alone with the KitchenAid, it did take quite a while. I'd say use something electronic because honestly it's the quickest way it's going to go. You just want it to get a bit thicker so then you can apply anything else. I put it on full power and it did still take a while, especially because it just is cream and it does take some time. Any dessert you'll find this, but it is fine, it is worth it. I'm trying to show you the truth, so even when it is sped up, it does still take quite a while. Like it's probably maybe a 5-7 minute job just to get it to this point where it's nice and thick and you want to put in your next ingredients. But honestly, don't worry, you'll find this with most things that I make. It does maybe take 20 minutes to finish them off. But they are actually a simple thing to do. It's not like I'm asking you to do anything hard. I'm just literally asking you to whisk things together. But then once that's all done, you give it a spin, then you put in the soft cheese. This allows it to become light and a bit thicker as well. But it is the main ingredient of a cheesecake, soft cheese. And then you're going to put in the caster sugar. I forgot to put in, I thought I've got a little bit of cream left, put a little bit in there. And then you're going to put in the caster sugar, as I was about to say, lovely bunny mug. And then you're going to whisk that together until it's light, fluffy and strong peaks. Nothing that, like a bit like a meringue. If you think of a meringue, you don't want it, don't tip it over your head though. That is not what you want to do. But you just need peaks where it comes up, it's light and fluffy and easy to put on. This also does take a bit of time, but nowhere near as long as the cream. It took maybe 2 minutes for this. This was quite quick. I'll sped it up for you so you can get a quicker version of it. You do give it a few spins so it gets everywhere. You want to make sure everything's blended together. And then when that's done, you're going to put in your Oreo. Now this is my favourite part. This is what it should look like, by the way. Nice and whisked. Nothing out of place, lovely jubbly, everything's mixed together. And then you're going to put in the Oreo, as I just said. The Oreo is the best part because then it starts to actually smell like what it's going to be a finished job of, because the room's now smelling of both Oreo and Biscoff. It's just sensational. You put that in and then you're going to give it a whisk. Make sure all the Oreo gets in there because you've crushed maybe a whole 150 grams together and you want to make sure it gets all inside there. So then you're going to whisk that together as well. As I said, you want to use an electric whisk because it does take quite a while. Otherwise, it would probably take you double the time. So if you have an electric whisk, or if you don't, there's cheap ones, you can buy them. But it's well worth if you're making something like this and in your day-to-day life. And I'm going to show you in a second what it should look like. But you're going to turn it off, you're going to take the things out. And this is what it should kind of look like, this type of mixture. Lovely and covered in Oreo. And then you're going to get out your Biscoff Biscuit base from the fridge. It's already going to be kind of hard, but not hard enough where it's like you can pick it up. And then you're going to spread all over your Oreo cheesecake mixture, all in there. Make sure you get every single crevice. I used a spatula. It really helped with like getting into the small spaces because it bends a lot better. But if you only have like a spoon or something, that's also fine. I mean, it doesn't need to be neat. Who really cares? I mean, this can be kept for 2 to 3 days. So if you're planning to go out on a Friday, maybe if you got a Wednesday off, a Thursday off, just make it lovely. Keep it in the fridge for as long as possible. I mean, the longer the better. And then, as you can see, I'm trying to make it all neat and nice, but it doesn't really matter. You can just slap it on and then put it in the fridge. It's not actually that important. And that's what it should kind of look like by the end of it. And you put it in the fridge for about, you then want to put it in the fridge for about 2 hours, and it should come out looking like this. Well, not like this. It should actually come out looking a bit messier than that, but you can smooth it out afterwards. It's still soft enough where you can do that if you leave it in there for about 2 hours. I left it in there for maybe 3 or 4 just to make sure, and it was probably the best texture you're going to get. And then I actually crushed some extra biscuits just to put on top. It actually is worth it. You should probably do that because it adds both flavors at the top as well as in the inside and the bottom. And then I put an extra cookie and Biscoff cookie on top. I mean, you don't need to do this, but I did it for presentation worries alone. But yeah, it should kind of look like this. Don't worry if the biscuit bottom's a bit thin for you. I think it works because Biscoff's quite strong. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching. I'd just like to say, if you could like, subscribe and share this, it would be really appreciated. And this was Oreo Biscoff Cheesecake. Thank you. Bye.